Surrounded by dogwood and towering pine trees, the Southern Shores Cemetery is a special feature of the town of Southern Shores. A municipal cemetery, it lies just north of the Dogwoods Country Club.
This cemetery is centrally located in town. It's a very quiet, meditative spot. There are people who like to come here and walk and sit, and some that have family members buried here, some not.
This is literally one of my favorite places in town. It's got a lot of natural beauty. It's got a lot of history.
For more than 125 years, the community has laid their loved ones here. In the northeast corner of the property, 4 members of the O'Neill family have been laid to rest. Sidney Green O'Neill was 61 years old when she passed away in 1892. The Julian Onetto tomb is the only structure in the cemetery, and it predates the incorporation of the town. The tomb, according to a 1980 letter to Mayor Kern Pitts, the town's first elected mayor, explains how the Onetto tomb came to be a part of the cemetery. Quote, "When the people in Kitty Hawk objected to the Julian Onetto tomb in Austin Cemetery, we had the grave moved here."
So it's a lovely spot in the middle of town, and we need to cherish it and improve it the best we can. It's also a lovely place to showcase our local azaleas, our dogwoods. My son is a Marine Corps veteran, and he and I came here for Memorial Day service, which our local veterans put on, and it's lovely. But when my son and I were here, we looked around and we thought, wow, the cemetery looks pretty shabby and dark and no grass. The benches were kind of falling apart. So shortly after that, I talked to our mayor, Elizabeth Morey, about what we might do to improve the cemetery.
So all the proceeds from conveying individual plots to people, for either themselves or their family members, goes into a specific fund, and the monies in that fund are restricted, that they only can be used for the benefit of the cemetery.
So one of the first things we wanted to do was to get some input from the community about what we could do to improve the cemetery. We also had a local resident whose young daughter had recently died, and she's been a real force in encouraging us to improve things. So I met individually and in small groups with about 25 local residents, all of whom own plots here, most of whom had people buried here. And we just looked around and said, what do you think would make good improvements here?
When we made the decision to dip into the restricted fund for the cemetery, we had a few top line items we wanted to try to improve.
There were big stretches of the cemetery that were nothing but dirt.
We purchased a water tap from the county, so we are now able to water the grass seed when we put grass seed in the ground. We did some tree removal and some tree limbing and improvement because we needed a little bit more sunlight so we could have better grass cover.
We have dogwoods here on the cemetery that are over 100 years old. And what's great is, after trimming them a little bit, some of them are blooming for the first time, I think, in quite a while. And one of our plans is to keep replenishing the dogwoods on Dogwood Trail.
We have a brand new sign that's angled better for people as they drive by.
The benches were one very quick fix.
There had always been a gravel path, which had been mostly sand and some gravel, depending on how long it had been since any maintenance had been done. We got something that has that appearance of pebbles, but is actually solid. It's also safer for people when they bring their cars in here and they want to get out.
This is kind of a personal cemetery. It has a lot of meaning for local residents, so we don't want to be really restrictive in what they do. On the other hand, we have to look at the maintenance issues, and it has to be easy to cut grass and keep things maintained. Many people think that the town put all the lights on the cemetery. We did not. One of our residents, who has a very loved one buried here, put solar lights out. The feedback we got from the community is they loved it. It looks very beautiful at night, and so we're just leaving it alone. You have to consider the community you're in. And our residents want this to be a community cemetery, not, a municipal cemetery. So we've tried to go with that while still keeping in mind the needs of our maintenance people who are trying to keep this neat. Another great thing is our local Eagle Scout troop has agreed to come in here and clean up all of the gravestones this spring. No charge, just total volunteer work, and we're very grateful for that.
This has always been a favorite place of mine, and what we've done is just made it better.
Information about the Southern Shores Cemetery can be found via QR code at the cemetery or online. People will find information in locating the locations of their loved ones and learning what lots are available for purchase. We're proud of our Southern Shores Cemetery. We know that for the families of loved ones, there is someone very special to them here. We will always keep that in mind.